Hi, TBM community. My name is Allison Puma. I'm the training and instructional design leader here at the council. A little bit of background on me. I came from Aptio originally, and have been at Aptio and the council. Will combine the two for just over 10 and a half years. And then fun fact, 13 years ago, I was also here for a year at Aptio. A unique thing about me is I've been in instructional design for over 20 years. And I was also the person that made the first certified TBM executive course, of course, along with many other smart people like Todd Tucker and others that were with Aptio at the time. So I'm here to talk to you today about our coming training and certifications. Um, Before we get started with what's coming, we should pay homage to our legacy TBM graphics and CTBME course that was launched way back in 2015. It really was the foundation of launching the TBM as a global practice. We helped drive TBM taxonomy across all sorts of industries, really operationalized using the taxonomy and the framework, and really talked about data and insights for value conversations and getting those early champions on your team to promote and use TBM. So this is what you're probably used to if you've seen the CTBME course before. And this was what I helped build way back in 2015. Now, this is what we have. We have our brand new framework. It's the next generation of our TBM training. So it's designed to manage and unleash business value from technology, not just report on it. The new curriculum is really going to dive into each of these areas, the foundations, your TBM model, TBM outcomes, organizational value drivers, with a focus on those outcomes that you want within your organization, that you want to make transparent and visible to your end users and sponsors throughout your organization. Just to give you a bit of an overview outside of just the certification, we do have plans this coming year for additional training and certification offerings. So we do intend to keep some of our topic primers. So things like our current cloud primer or agile primer, those may become on-demand training, but we will still have at least a primer on our TBM, a primer for TBM, which would be live. It would be instructor-led, virtual, and then we'll have on-demand training. This could be anything from specializations, shorter groups of content that you can take on demand in our new learning management system that will be rolling out in January. We will have specializations as well. So if we want to get into areas of specific roles within the TBM organization, that could be a good place for you to go. Instructor-led, maybe 4 hours around there. Yes, you would have an exam. Yes, you'd be credentialed for that. And for career certifications, that's what we're talking about today, our large 16-hour, 4-day, 4 hours a day course. This first one is our practitioner course. And then we will continue to grow those career certifications and level up as we go into higher certification levels. So the videos on demand that we know are coming very soon in January are a technology for finance professionals module. It'll be 2.5 hours long. It's an animated video, interactive, has quizzes and assessments, and really lays that groundwork for the foundations that you need to effectively adopt TBM. So this will give those of you who are in finance more of a technology background and the foundational information around technology for TBM to make sense as a whole. So you have the technology and the finance combined. We also will have our finance for technology professionals. So on the other hand, if you're into technology, know a lot about technology, but need an uplift on finance, this will give you that foundation as well. Also 2.5 hours-ish, animated video, on demand in our learning management system, lays the groundwork for that TBM practitioner certification. So really helpful to take either one of these prior to coming into the certification. And this, I think, is why we're all here today. Our TBM Certified Practitioner course preview. All right, so coming in January of 2026, right around the corner, I'm sure we're all feeling like that is way closer than we want it to be. I know I'm running out of Christmas shopping time. But yes, in January, we will be rolling out the TBM Practitioner course and certification. Think of it as that 100 level certification course in a portfolio that we're going to be building out over next year. Why you want to take this course? Okay, so there's an entire new TBM framework, TBM model, TBM taxonomy. We are going to heavily dive into all of those, double click into each of the layers and sub layers within each, and really teach you how to use them as the global standard for managing technology business management. We also in this course will teach you how to build a TBM model with hands-on exercises. So we have specific exercises that we'll work on as a group. And we also will give you the information around TBM foundations that help support building that model. So things like data, roles, tools, how to manage change, things like that. We will also cover TBM use cases. So starting with those MVPs that give you early wins in your ramping phases, can be done in 3 months to maybe 1 year, really get you started quickly and efficiently. And we'll also then dive into adoption, which is really important to have a successful TBM practice and the user base engaged in your solution. You have to focus on adoption. What changes are going to happen for these individuals that are using your product and involved in TBM, and how can you help them feel most comfortable in adopting TBM? This will be a 16-hour interactor instructor-led course, primarily delivered in a virtual format. There are some cases where you can request full classes on site. There will be a student guide, which will be a PDF that is fillable. So in this virtual world, we will have it available so that you can have it up on your screen and type in your own notes in fillable fields within the student guide. Like I mentioned, we will have hands-on labs. You'll work in pairs or groups to solve these problems and apply them to real-world case studies. And we're really proud to have developed this course with our TBM Council Standards Committee and communities. That's all of you. And we also are tightly partnered with Aptio Education Services and our legacy or our grandfathered Aptio delivery instructors who sit in the consultation area of Aptio. And just to mention, this course is designed for cross-functional backgrounds, tech, finance, or business, covers the entire framework and taxonomy. And like I said, we have those videos on demand to get you enough up to speed to feel comfortable talking about tech or finance in this course. Okay. So to give you an idea of what the course covers, this is our TBM Practitioner certification agenda. I have a couple more pages here. There's 10 modules in total. We're really going to start in modules 1, 2, and 3 with what is the problem we're trying to solve. Then we're going to move to exactly what is technology business management. What are the tools that are there to help guide you through this process? What are the use cases you can achieve? And how to apply that to your real world, your organization. And then we will also go over a TBM Council overview. So what the council is here to do, how we can support you, and make this journey into TBM even easier. We then continue into, this is the bread and butter, this is where it gets good, right? Module 4, modeling taxonomy. This is how to model an overview, the taxonomy introduction, core modeling concepts like allocations and fallout and things like that. And then how to govern your model once it's built. What does that look like to upkeep it, manage changes within it, things like that. We're then in module 5, primarily going to be hands-on. We're going to build a TBM model, and we're going to do it without using a specific tool. So what I mean is we're going to do it in tables and using our heads, basic math. We are going to look at planning and source data, mapping cost pools, modeling resource towers and solutions. So we're going to be hands-on working. That's almost all of your second day. So you're going to learn exactly what you need to do to get started in your own organization. Module 6, then, we're going to learn about the foundations from the framework. Okay, that's going to help us strengthen what we're learning about building a model. And as we grow in our TBM journey, choosing, managing data, choosing which tools to use, what methods are most helpful to us, the roles that are involved, and who you should pull in to help you in this journey, and then managing that change for you and your users. It's always going to be changing. So we need to know how to manage that and embrace it, and look at it as a positive. In module 7, we'll be practicing TBM with ramping use cases. So we get into the details of those things that you can achieve very early on in your TBM journey. And down here to wrap it out, we have modules 8 and 9. So we will touch on the accelerating and innovating phases of your TBM journey, show you what you can do and what's possible in the future. We will get you excited about where you can go after that ramping phase. And then, like I mentioned, TBM adoption. We really want to talk about how to plan adoption, leading that change and the communication around it, showing our users that time to value and why we are adopting TBM as a practice, and then learning lessons from the field. For our hands-on modeling exercises, that module 5 primarily, we're going to do a series of activities. There's things like mapping your chart of accounts to TBM cost pools. Like I said, we're going to do this manually so we truly understand that process and what it means to consider our choices there. We're going to perform basic allocations across those resource towers and solutions. Ultimately, we are going to produce a showback or total cost of ownership model. And you'll be doing all of this in a real world scenario with individuals and conversations built out between a TBM leader and her task force, which will be you, and helping her deliver what she needs to deliver to executives and other users in the business. With that, I want to promote our most recently scheduled dates for January and February. Now's the time where you take out your phone and click the QR code. Each of these QR codes will go directly to a registration page for the specific date and time. The times you see here are in Pacific time, and these will all occur in January and February. As we have more dates, they will be available out on our TBM Council community site. And a big promo for you guys. I know there's probably a lot of you out there who have taken the CTBME before. We do encourage you and recommend that you take this new course as well. Now, we know that you're saying to yourself, well, I just took that CTBME last month. Okay, well, we have two things. 30% discount in 2026 for all individuals who have previously taken the CTBME. Okay, that goes all the way back to 2015. Okay, 30% discount in the next year. And then for those of you who have recently taken the CTBME, thank you for your interest in our training and certification. We want to get you into this new certification as well. So for those of you who have taken CTBME between September and the end of this year in 2025, we will provide a free seat for those of you who have already taken the CTBME just in those last few months of 2025. So we really encourage you to get signed up. Classes are filling up quickly already. Our January 12th class has, I believe, 29 individuals in it already. We are maxing out each class at 30, which is a little bit higher than we normally do. But we do want you to click on a specific course that'll work for you and sign up right away. They're filling fast, like I said. So start planning for your New Year's goals and become TBM certified. All right. Happy to answer any questions that we might have. Jasmine, I know you've been going crazy on the chat.
There's one,
Sure.
Allison, for the options for those who have already renewed their certified TBM executive status.
Oh, okay. So the 2-year renewal we're talking about.
Yes, and there was also a lifetime renewal. So I think that, if we just talk about those who are currently in good standing that have renewed.
Okay. So let me, I'm gonna double check on that and want to get a communication out to everybody. Because this is brand new material, we do want to encourage everybody to take this class. There would be a fee, like I said, either a 30% discount at the least or a free seat voucher for anybody that's taken the CTBME more recently. However, we would honor that renewal on the new course as well. So there would be that new course initial fee to take the class, but then we would honor your renewal periods. What other questions do we have? I just see a comment from um about the AAEP. That specifically is an Aptio course or training path. So this is owned by the council alone. I know it's hard to differentiate sometimes between the two, but TBM Council owns everything that we've talked about today. We don't currently have a um, package deal, but we are looking at that in the future. The AAP is completely separate on the Aptio side for product training.
There's also a question, will the Finance for Technology Professionals videos be on demand before the January 12th TBM Practitioner course? Do we know when they'll be available?
They will likely come out around the same time. We have a couple things we're trying to get set up in our brand new learning management system. And as long as those come off without a hitch, they will be rolling out right about that same time. So if you feel like you really want to take those self-paced courses first, I would wait till one of the February classes, and there will be more classes scheduled in Q1 as well.
And will there be an online guide to certification?
I'm going to answer it as best I can, thinking about what is meant by online guide. Like I mentioned, there will be a student guide that is very, very detailed. It has all the topics that will be presented by your instructor in a PDF document. It's looking like those will pan out to be approximately 200 pages of good visuals and area for you to take notes and interact with exercises that we have. There will also be a workbook for those hands-on exercises that you will be doing as a team. And then at the end of the class, you will also have the answer guide to each of those exercises. So I hope that answers your question. Those will all come with the class fee, and you'll be able to study from those to take the test. We will have actual exam questions as well, and make sure you're well prepared to take that assessment. And the assessment is not something you have to take, as the class ends on the last day. You can absolutely take time to brush up on the knowledge that you've just absorbed. It's going to be a lot, right? But we'll give you that time to study and really feel confident before you take the assessment.
Will the assessment be open book or something like a PMP? I'm not sure what PMP is, but that's a question in the chat.
Yeah, that's a project management one. It will be open book in the sense that you have your resources that we've provided for the class. You certainly have our resources on our community site for the council. It will be timed though. So you want to be confident in the answers that you're giving before heading into the assessment because it is timed. So there will be a time. We are just finalizing those questions now. So I'll soon be able to provide details on how many questions it is and the timing and all that kind of good stuff.
Do you know already, are they all multiple choice questions?
There are some different questions. There's some association questions, so similar to matching. There's multiple choice, there's true and false, and there's single choice. Great questions.
Yep, if there's any more questions, please do put them in the chat. Got a couple more minutes here. So I think you already mentioned this, but where you're still defining how long the exam will be, how much time and how many questions.
Correct. Yeah, we're looking at about 100 questions taken from a larger pool of questions. So the questions will be randomized. We will have some that are required questions that we always want in every person's assessment, because those are our foundational level knowledge that we want each of you to have. And then there will be some that will be randomly pulled in. All of them will be content that you can point to directly in your materials as you study your student guide. And yes, I see another question. The certification course does include the training materials, that time in the class with an instructor for 16 hours, and the cost to take the exam. That is correct. The course fee right now, exclusively Aptio is offering this as our third-party instructional provider, and they have the course fee listed at $16.50. And then and remember your 2 discount options as well if you've previously taken the CTBME. There's not a link to the on-demand videos yet because they are not live in our learning management system. As soon as they are, we'll have them all over the community, right, Jasmine?
They will be all over the community. Yep.
Yes,
Once
that
they're
is in
available.
dollars, Conrad.
US dollars. The registration charge applies immediately. I believe it's just by credit card only.
Correct.
Yeah.
Lisa, the course is appropriate for someone brand new to TBM. This is what's going to get you started the fastest possible. It's going to teach you everything you need to know, and you're going to have hands-on activities for exactly what you would be doing back in the office with your own organization. All right, guys, it looks like we're at time now. But if you have any questions, you can always email me at education@tbmcouncil.com, or sorry, org. Yes, education@tbmcouncil.org with any further questions. Really excited to see you in class, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, everyone.